Welcome to the guide to footnoting, endnoting and bibliographies. I'm Vicky.
And I'm Richard.
Both from the University of York. Why is referencing so important? Referencing reduces the risk of plagiarism. Plagiarism is the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing it off as one's own. This shows that you're recognising other people's work and not taking credit for it.
In order to construct an academic piece of work, you will be required to build up your own knowledge through wider reading. It is important that you acknowledge your sources through referencing, therefore eliminating any chance of being accused of plagiarism.
Referencing is important as you pass through your A-levels and into university. This guide will hopefully help make it clearer so you don't get stuck. Here I'm showing you the key components of referencing. I've chosen book, journal and television as they're the three most popular mediums which I've used through referencing. The book clearly states the author, the title, the date of publication, publisher and publication location, allowing any further readers to check upon your information you've used. Journal is slightly more complicated, which includes a publication edition, volume and date and the relevant page numbers. Again, so your readers can find any information you've used. Television includes the title, director and production and year and date viewed, ensuring it is relevant. You can also use pictures, sound, music, but each of them is referenced in a different way. It is up to your institution about how you reference them. On Microsoft Word, at the top under references, you can insert footnote and endnote. Now, Richard is going to talk to you about footnotes.
If you quote or paraphrase using another author's work, then you need to give them credit. This is done through the use of referencing. One common way of referencing is footnoting. When essay writing, it is important that you use the reference system that they use at your particular institution or department. This is very important. Work that has not been referenced in the correct way may then be seen to have been plagiarised, whether this has been intentional or not. Footnotes are used when writing assignments to offer the reader additional information on the text and to inform them of where the material came from, therefore giving them the opportunity to engage with the text themselves. As the name states, footnotes come at the foot of the page and are indicated with a number, which corresponds to the number following the citation or quote you have used. Here is the piece of text that requires referencing. As you can see, here is the footnote number. At the foot of the page is the reference details. Reference here is the name of the author, the name of the text, the publisher's details, and the page number from where it was taken.
I'm now going to talk to you about endnotes. Endnotes are used at the end of a chapter or essay, probably because they're called endnotes. Like footnotes, they allow the author to acknowledge further works used and show they haven't plagiarised. Instead of coming at the foot of the page, it goes to the end of the essay, so if when you're on Microsoft Word, they will appear on your last page. Endnotes can be used to elaborate text in some departments. However, you need to check with your institution over which system they prefer and if they allow endnotes to elaborate text. Here is an item of text with a footnote in it. As you can see, the footnote is represented by an I. This allows the reader to see a link between the information in your essay, but also later on in your essay at the foot of the page. Now you have to imagine that you say read 8 pages of your essay, you've endnoted all the way through, and what you will see at the end is the endnotes at the bottom, showing the author and book used and the page number, all together in one long list, which means it will allow you easy referencing. And finally, bibliographies. Bibliographies are used to refer to any works used and consulted in the writing of a piece of academic work. This reduces the risk of being accused of plagiarism. They allow a clear format for the reader to see what sources you have used while citing them in alphabetical order. It also allows you to show your wider research into a topic. However, only add items you have read. If you add any books which you haven't consulted, then most academics will notice. Here is an example of a bibliography. As you can see, it is in alphabetical order, with books separate to websites. It is also clearly formatted with books and journals with their own particular referencing system. This makes the end of your work look tidy and professional.
Here are the top 5 tips to make your referencing easier. Number 1. Make sure you write down the correct details of any book, journal or materials consulted, including the correct page numbers. Number 2. Make notes as you go along. This makes your job easier when writing up your final draft. Number 3. Consult your resources in a reasonable amount of time. Number 4. Make sure all your referencing is clear and correct to make it look smart and professional. And finally, check which system your institution prefers, as there are numerous methods of referencing out there.
Thank you for listening. We hope you found this useful.